Welcome to the second video tutorial for this class. This time it's about how to aim this thing at a prism, which is set up over there, which is much similar to what you guys will be doing in your first lab. This lab has you measuring a distance with tape and then taking a measurement with the total station. The way it was set up last year and the way it's going to be most likely set up this year is that the total station will not be on the tripod. You will have to put the tripod on yourself. You'll have to put it on the tripod yourself and then level it and then take a measurement to a prism that is already set up downrange. Should not take too terribly long, but it will take you guys some time to get used to adjusting the whole thing. The first step, when it comes to line everything up, is to look through the little peep sight up on top and get it pointed downrange at it. It's a little triangle that's in there. It's kind of hard to see unless you look at it just right, but you'll get it lined up over the prism. And then you start looking through your fine peep sight and get it lined up with the prism. And then you tighten down your fine-tune adjustments and fine-tune adjust it till you're on the prism. Which is not too bad. And I'll do it right here. So starting out, you'll look through the top, little triangle thing, and get it kind of pointed over the prism. Once it's pointed over the prism, you can look down through it, and you probably, if you've done it right, you'll be able to find your prism. Right here, I've just been able to go right to fine-tune adjusting because I was on top of the prism already. And then, once you get it lined up horizontally, make sure that you have it tightened down all the way, that way you don't bump it. And then you'll work on adjusting it vertically. Once it's adjusted vertically, tighten her down just a little bit. Make sure it doesn't move. That way, if you bump it at all, you don't accidentally shake it off of where you've just spent maybe a minute or two setting it up and aligning it, and you bump it, and all of a sudden you got to start back at ground zero. So it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but once you get it lined up and it starts beeping like this, to check and see what if you're lined up properly, if you go to F3, wait, I pressed it twice, go to F3, it has this third option that says signal. It'll beep full and you'll have 5 bars. That means that you are perfectly centered on the prism and you are getting a full signal back. Once you know that you have your full signal back, if you click on this button here, you gotta click escape first once you're in that. Click on this button, it gives you your vertical angle, your horizontal angle, which we will not use for this lab, and your slope distance. For this lab, you should just take your phone and take a picture of that screen there, and that will give you your vertical angle and your scale distance. I keep saying scale distance. That's not right. That's explosives. Your slope distance. Once you get that, you'll need to go to this screen, which by clicking this button here, and that gives you your north distance, your east distance, and your z distance, which is your vertical distance. You'll need to record all 3 of these values, and using your north and east distance, find your horizontal distance from here to the prism, which is over there, and then your z distance is your change in height. And you'll be comparing the values that you calculate from using the slope distance and the angle to the numbers that the total station gives you. And then once you're done taking all your pictures and recording, you will turn off the total station and then put it back in its box, wipe it down, and get it ready for the next person. And that's the basics of using a total station to measure distances. In later labs, you guys won't have to do as much math, but for this one, it's just learning how to set it up and seeing how it measures distances. For this lab, you're going to need your steel toes, your hard hat, your face shield, and your mask. Don't forget to bring those to class, because without them you won't be able to come out here and do this lab. And that's all. If you have any questions, feel free to email me, Corey, or Eugene. He will also be able to help you. That's all.